I take this ring as a symbol of my commitment to you.
My name is Wendy Mbogwa Maingi, and I am a gospel musician, and I'm also a content creator and a wife to Joseph Maingi, and we've been married for 4 months now.
For these people, I want to put this ring as a symbol of my commitment to you.
My name is Maingi Mbogwa. You can call me Joseph. And I'm a journalist. We've been married for the last 4 months. It's been beautiful. So far, we've seen the goodness of God in this journey, and we're so excited.
We are happy to share our love story, how we met through a mutual friend, and I had just started singing, I had just started recording music, and I used to send my song to that friend because she told me that she knew somebody who works on radio, and so I wanted her to send my songs to him so that he can play my songs on radio. So I sent her the first song and the second song. I kept sending songs every time I would record. And all this time I knew somehow my songs are getting to radio, but I didn't know this person who assists me in getting them played. And it reached a point when I did my 8th song, my friend just told me, "Wa sasa beba mzigo wako, just take his number and forward your songs to him directly so that he can play them." So I sent him a text and he did not respond. He blue ticked me actually. Yes, and I was not even surprised. I was like, these media personalities, they just ignore us, and so it's still fine. But the next day he called me. It was an unknown number, so I received, and then he told me he's Joseph from Hope FM, and I was so excited that somebody from Hope FM had even given me some kind of attention, because Hope FM has always been my favorite radio station, and I really wanted to hear my songs ministering people in that platform. So he introduced himself, and he told me that he had listened to the song and it had blessed him, and he's ready to support me, and all these encouraging words. And I was happy and grateful that time, but I thought that was it. But then the next day he texted me, like every time I used to post something, he would comment, you know, if I post my picture, he would say beautiful. And now I was wondering, now this brother in Christ, why is he texting me all the time? Yeah, he's simping. He's so simping. You are simping, baby.
Okay.
So so he started texting me all the time, and I was just being nice to him because I knew he had a position of helping me. And slowly by slowly we started talking, our friendship grew, and we talked on the phone for like 2 months before we met. And all this time we had not met, but it reached a point and I really needed to see this guy, and he also needed to see this person he has been talking to. So he asked me out on the first date and we met, and that's how we met. The rest is history.
I love so much about her, but one of the fastest thing that comes to my mind anytime I think about her is her character, her quest to seeking God, her beauty, and how she interacts. Her thought process is quite something to live for, something to yearn, because she's the only person who can give you those intriguing conversations and you're like, wow, this is something I was looking forward for.
The first thing that attracted me to him was his voice, because when I got his number, I called him and I loved his voice. And it's because he's a journalist, so we started talking and our friendship grew, and I got to know him now more, and I got to know his relationship with God, which also attracted me to him, and just how passionate and ambitious he is in life. Yes, so much about him was just so attractive. 4 months after we met, we went out on several dates, and we were getting to know each other so much. And I had to go back to school because I was in my 4th year of campus. And when he realized that I'm going back to school, he asked me to be his girlfriend. So it was a long distance relationship for the longest time. But it was after 4 months after we met.
How did we keep the love bonding with the long distance? One, we created a very strong bond. That is through conversations. We were on constant calls now and then. Every other given time, I would check up on her. Did you go to class? How was it? She checks, did I go to work? How was it? And therefore, our communication was very factful for this journey. And also, we kept praying. We kept each other on tabs. and the commitment of knowing that you're looking forward to something, and also the desire of knowing this is the last semester, so why not invest the best out of the game?
He said, I love you too early. Too early. I was even shocked. He said, I love you after 2 months, I guess, which I thought was early for me because we were just getting to know each other. I didn't think he wanted to move that fast. But we were vibing so well, so I didn't mind. To be honest, I was also feeling the same. It was mutual, just that I was just holding back, just to see how it will go. But I think by the 2nd month, he had already started saying, I love you, and it took me a while before I said, I love you back.
Who is the romantic between the two of us? I tend to believe I am.
Yeah, he's a gift person. He will always buy you gifts. And he loves affirming you so much. Like, he will always say, I love you, always say nice things to you, always wants to hug you, and he's a gentleman. He will open doors for you and everything. So yeah, he's the romantic one.
Well, after us being in a relationship for 4 months plus, the first thing that one would have really wanted is to cement the bond that was really growing intensively. And therefore, on her birthday, she actually thought that in January 2022 that I would really engage because she was going back to school. And 1, 2, 3 factors, I really wanted to be sure with myself. I really wanted to be sure of what I'm committing to. And therefore, I didn't pull that trigger. In fact, I took her for a photo shoot and she was like, I was looking for the engagement on our photo shoot. And unfortunately, it didn't happen. But 4 months later, on her birthday, that is 3rd of April, I had to pull a big one because for her, she was like, okay, we're going for a surprise. What type of a surprise is this? And I told her, please cancel everything. It's nothing big, something simple. But I had really pulled my friends on board and part of our friends. And on her birthday, I asked her the big question and she said yes to us. My question is, will you?
He is irresistible. We were doing so well. I was so excited about the relationship. All through the time that we dated, while I was in school, I could see how consistent he is to check out on me. Because at some point when I was going back to school, I was fearing that it won't work because of the long distance, but he was so consistent and I could tell that he's real and it is genuine and it is coming from his heart. And I was also feeling the same, so I decided to give love a chance. I did not want to waste the opportunity.
Well, in our dating life, we learned one craft very early. We were doing prayer dates. So every month we would do a prayer date. And those ones really kept us on check on knowing what is right and also the thought of asking ourselves, how best can we be able to face whatever we're facing? But we really didn't have major challenges per se. Our journey was quite a joyful one. Every step was a check, another check, and we really celebrate this one.
I was very open to my mom about the relationship from the first time we started talking. My mother knew all along, and so she was constantly advising me, and she had heard so much about him that she was approving every step. And he came to our home in December, like 6 months after we had met. That's when he came and met my family, and they received him well.
Well, after a journey of being total strangers and of course that anticipation of knowing, yes, I'm committing to, who am I committing to? I really wanted to meet her parents and also to really give them the very word that I'm a serious person. And the journey you're starting is a journey of no reverse. It's a journey to seeing the best and the fullness of time. And therefore, in December 26th, I had to take her home to her parents, and I met the dad. He was very warm, and I was really excited and humbled to meet my father-in-law. My mom was one person that I think we had actually talked in the phones, through the phones, before we met. When we met, I mean, he complimented the phone calls. And we got the blessings. We never had the struggles to this journey.
Well, I was expecting, because he's such a romantic person, he will keep up with it, that we are going to have very exciting moments, because our dating life was so fun. Like, I remember we didn't even want to separate. Like, once we go out on a date, when it's getting late, I would feel so sad. So I was looking forward to marriage, because I knew now this is a chance for me to be with him for all the time and every day, and see him every day. And so I was expecting to really enjoy marriage, and I was expecting that it's going to be as exciting as our dating was.
Yes, we had several couples who we were really looking up to. And one of the couples is the people who ended up being our best couple, a colleague of mine and a friend of mine. And every other given time, we really anticipated to see our journey flourish and grow like them. They were very integral in our journey in keeping us check. They were very integral in assuring us that whatever you people have started, it's something that is workable. You only need to keep God in the conversation and always be right and true to each other.
Well, I found a man stronger than anyone I know. He shares my dreams. I hope that someday we'll share a home. Well, I found a man stronger than anyone I know. He shares my dreams. I hope that someday we'll share a home. I found a love to carry more than just my secrets, to carry love, to carry children of our own. We're still kids, but we're so in love, fighting against all odds. I know we'll be alright this time. Darling, just hold my hand. Be my man, I'll be your girl. I see my future in your eyes. Baby, I'm dancing in the dark with you between my arms, barefoot on the ground, but listening to our favorite song. I have faith in what I see. Now I know I have met an angel in person, and he looks perfect. I don't deserve this, darling, you look perfect today.
Thank you. Love you.
So nice.
Thank you.
Thank you. Really nice.
Planning for the wedding was exciting, but at some point it got challenging. Of course, it can get hectic because of all the pressure that comes in. But I was excited because I knew I was getting married to the man of my dreams. Though there were challenges along the way, though sometimes it was so stressful, I still knew that it is worth it. And so, yeah, we kept going no matter what.
Well, for our wedding planning, part of the challenges that we're experiencing is the mental drain that comes with any wedding planning, the anticipation, the anxiety. And therefore, one of the biggest problem we had was, will it turn right? Is this the best thing? And also as a couple, trying to come to an equilibrium position where you agree on her preference and my preference, because sometimes preferences tend to differ a little. She wants to go on the extreme, I want to go on the low. She wants to go on the extreme, I want to go on the low. And therefore that was something. But the best was putting the interest of the other person first, and also trying to see how best can we come up with a beautiful thing, yet a thing that we all agree. So therefore, one of our biggest challenge was that issue of preference. The other challenge we were having is, of course, trying to solicit for the finances, because every wedding is expensive. No wedding is cheap. Yeah. Every wedding is expensive, and therefore, raising the resources and bearing in mind that the distance between our dowry payment and our wedding was less than 3 months. So from when we did our ratio, 3 months later, boom, we were already married. Yes.
For me, the wedding day was beautiful. Like, I was so happy. First of all, the weather favored us. That season was raining. In fact, that week had been raining throughout. But somehow on our very wedding day, it was shining. It was beautiful, just like we had prayed. It didn't rain, and so I was so happy about that. Everything went well. I was not even bothering myself with service providers because I had decided to be happy on that day. If anything goes wrong, let it go wrong, but me, I just want to get married and see my husband, and that was the most important thing for me. But nothing went wrong. All the service providers delivered what they were supposed to deliver at the right time and with excellence. So it was just beautiful, and there was a good flow. It was so exciting.
Wow.
Yeah.
For me, it started with so much anxiety to start with, because I was like, wow, how will it turn? Finally, how would this experience be? But one of my highlights was actually to see my parents in church with me, walking with me. That was really something that I was always looking forward to. Of course, seeing her was also a big highlight. And of course, the vows. The vows were and will still remain to be one of the biggest highlights, because every other given time I think about them, they remind me of my commitment to her and her true affirmation to what she believes in the love and the marriage that we have.
Yeah.
Yes, we had a honeymoon, and thanks to our best couple, they were really handy in helping us be able to come up with something fun, something beautiful. And we went for our honeymoon in Mombasa. It was beautiful to start with because the weather, like she's saying, was so conducive. Our bonding for the very first time, we were meeting and there's no going home.
Yeah.
That was something big, because normally we would go out on dates and then, yo, masaa kwenda nyumbani imefika. But on this one, it was all splendid, and of course, the breeze, the beach walks, the prayer mornings, the games. It was beautiful.
Yeah, the root for our relationship is prayer, because I remember when he asked me out on the first date, he led us in prayers, which for me was, really, who does that? But I was so impressed at the same time, because we started it on a prayer. We started it on a place of prayer, on a place of involving God. And all through our journey, when we were dating, we prayed a lot. And I can say that God has really been faithful, and He has honored us for involving Him and making Him the foundation of our relationship. Because some of the challenges we get to face, like any other relationship, when we take it to God in prayer, we always somehow find a solution. So yes, we have built our relationship in the foundation of prayer, and we have seen the fruits of keeping God involved.
Well, the last 4 months have been beautiful. And of course, for the longest time, I stayed with myself. I mean, alone from when I was 17. And therefore, coming home to some company for me meant something special. So I always look forward to that. Also, the space of consulting. I was so used to, nimestep, nimeenda, narudi ile time nataka. But this time around, I have somebody I have to consult, confirm with them, is it okay, is it right? Of course, also the biggest one, which is sharing the burdens. You know, sometimes you'll come from work and you're feeling you don't want to see anything. And the one thing you're looking forward to is that one person who understands you, who feels your pain, who tells you, don't mind that. Yeah, I'm here and I'm here for you to walk with you. And of course, also the prayer times, because our devotion times and our prayer times are so intense, and therefore when you show up to a loving Father together, you feel the best time.
There are challenges. Living together is not easy, because there's a way I am used to doing things, there's a way he's used to doing things. And I think one of our main challenges have been in the matters of finances, because personally I'm such a saver and he's such a spender. So we have had a lot of friction because of finances. He wants to live a certain kind of life and I'm feeling like we don't really need that. We can do with less and still be okay. So that has been such a source of friction and a lot of conflict. But somehow we are getting to understand each other. And yeah, of course there are other things. You know, I was used to living alone. Nobody's telling me you must cook. And now here you are, even if you're not hungry, you will have to go to the kitchen. And sometimes you just don't want to. Of course, he's been so helpful and helping me get my balance, but some of these things just tend to bring some friction here and there. But yeah, we always find a way to solve them.
Well, conflicts keep coming. Sometimes are very petty. When you look at them, you're like, why are we even
I
fighting?
know.
But then the whole thought of being quick and fast to apologizing, being very fast and quick to be mindful of the welfare and the feeling of the other person is something big for us, because at the tail end of the day, if I feel mad about her, the longer I take, the more I bruise her and the more I feel bruised. So the faster I'm able to solve it, the faster I'm able to make sense in whatever is happening. If I'm wrong, to go all out and apologize. If she's wrong, to go all out and apologize is the biggest thing for us.
One of the things that I feel he needs to work on is he's such an extrovert, an extreme extrovert. He's a people's person. He wants to go out and stay long and be with everybody. And then, so it pisses me off because me, I don't have so many friends. I'll just stay in the house. So when he goes out and he takes so long, I will feel so pissed. He'll come apate nimefura sana. I don't want to hear any explanations, but he's so extroverted, and I think that our personalities are one thing that we have really found us in a place of conflict.
Well, we express our love language differently. For me, it's gifts and affirmation. And how best I express it with acts of service. So many other times I would find her, she's not willing to even cook. She's not even willing to do it. And then I'm like, okay, don't you worry, I got you. And you can tell the smiling enlarges more than the... Yeah, so for me, gifts, words of affirmation, and acts of service.
For me, it's acts of service and quality time. And now you see, when I need quality time and he's out there with his friends, I'll definitely feel bad. So me, I would really treasure quality time and acts of service.
I think one of the best things that has come for this marriage is that she's always found me very comic. Why? How? I don't know. Mm-hmm. So I'll try so much to express my extrovert nature to her through our moments of game time, our moments of movies, walks for us are big. And therefore, those are the things that we express. Again, I've also learned to try and narrow down the scope of my friend zone. So today, she's my best friend. And therefore, any other person is an option. A priority will be, yo, what's your take on this? Should I not? If she says no, we're good to stay.
We don't have roles per se. We have made our home a home for everybody. Nobody is necessarily supposed to do something. Of course, with the homemaking, I am at the top of doing things, but he's also very quick to helping me, because actually he comes from a place where both his parents could have done anything. So it's not hard for him to come in the kitchen and help me. It's not hard for him to help me with any other chore in the house. And I really appreciate that. So no role is just specific for somebody. And we are just open. It's our home. We can do anything in the house.
Our biggest memory, rather for me, my biggest memory is our engagement. Our engagement was a thing that she was always looking forward to. And one of the things that I really felt that this was a prayer answered, because from our engagement, we were now able to roll the ball. We were now able to tell, where are we heading from here? So for me, our engagement was the biggest. Me
too. Our engagement was like the best memory ever. I I was so impressed. I was so surprised. I was not expecting it because I don't know. I was not really expecting it at the time that he proposed. So it was just well planned and so beautiful and so exciting. I will never forget. I wish I knew that conflicts are normal. I think I just came with such high expectations.
I can't wait to see her creating more space for any other person other than me and her. In our lowest moments, coincidentally, the two of us are too emotional. So anyone who goes down first is able to find solace in breaking before the other, and therefore it's your obligation and your mandate to ensure that whoever is low, you're there for them. You're able to pray for them. You're able to encourage them. You're able to affirm them and tell them, yo, it's not working, but that doesn't really mean the end of it. And also trying to help them come out of whatever thing is pushing them along.
We don't always match like this. But we were coming on TV. But
Oh, this was a coincidence. Please don't even.
no, I had planned it.
Okay, I didn't know.
Yeah, I knew because he would wear this shirt, I would wear this dress. But I love it when we match. I've always wanted to do that. And when we were dating, I used to tell him, wear this shirt, and then he would refuse. So now that we are married, at least I can make him do it.
Living together has come with a mixed feeling of some things that you didn't expect that have come out so big and have really defined the journey of our marriage. One of them is the thought of knowing that sometime you will be obligated to ensure that other than provision, you have to be there for somebody who is low. You have to be there for somebody who maybe is not believing on something, and you have to really affirm that thing until it manifests. Of course, the other expectations are things that maybe I grew up thinking. One of them is that I grew up knowing that my dad has to have tea. And she doesn't love tea. So automatically, the member that she doesn't love tea, anytime she makes you tea, always know that that's a big sacrifice, something big that you will have to really appreciate, you know?
Yeah. What annoys me most about my husband is, first of all, I think this is just a universal thing for husbands whereby they will just not throw clothes in the laundry basket. They will just throw it somewhere aside. And that is so annoying. And also the fact that he's such an extrovert and so outgoing. So sometimes he wants us to go and meet friends, and I'm not so comfortable with the crowds, and I want to just stay in the house, and he wants to go outside. So that can also be so annoying. Yeah.
Boom. What annoys me most about her is that she's not an eater. Oh God, she doesn't eat. You'll have to force it. And every other given time she eats, she's like, cooler. So for me, I believe as a husband with the big mandate of provision, hers is to consume. And it feels bad when something as simple as a bread takes days, because funny enough, I don't love bread. So a bread would take 4 or 5 days. So I'm like, why are we even buying it? Eat, And she's like, no, cooler. So for me, the most annoying thing is her not eating.
Really?
Yeah, no. I hate it.
I wish I knew that conflicts are normal. I think I just came with such high expectations, such that when we get into a fight, it really breaks me. It takes me to panic mode. And I'm like, wow, the marriage is ending. Oh my God, what is happening? We are supposed to be loving each other. So I think I was just expecting way too much, that it is not exactly like that. But somehow we're just learning our way through it.
I think for me, one of the biggest expectations one of the things that I would have really wished to have learned or known is that it's okay if the other person has a different opinion. Because most of the times conflicts come because of those divergent views. And growing up, I think I knew if it's not my way, it's my way. And therefore, sometimes you feel bad, maybe what you were forcing for was not even on the right way. And the other person's opinion ended up being the better version of what you wanted. So if I knew that, then I think coming to marriage, I would have really been more relaxed, and I've really been able to ensure that she knows that she's not competing, she knows that she's not being fought, and that I got her back every night.
what excites me about our future together is making money, because I believe we will make lots and lots of money. Amen.
Amen.
So I am excited about everything that we are planning in the future. I'm excited about raising kids together. I'm excited about doing ministry together because we both sing, we serve in the worship ministry, and I'm excited to see that grow even in my music ministry and even doing it with him. And yeah.
I think for me, one of the things that I'm looking forward to into the future, even as we do this marriage, is she has a lot of potential. And I can't wait to see the fullness of what God has for her, you know. Seeing her as in the fullness of the music ministry that she's into, in the fullness of her career, in the fullness of her parenting roles. Yeah, and also seeing our old life together with kids and even with older kids and grandkids. I mean, it's something I look forward to. I mean, I can't wait to see her creating more space for any other person other than me and her. One of the biggest lessons I've learned in marriage is we are not competitors. We are not. Conflict comes because you're competing, either with divergent opinions and all. You're one. So if she cries because I caused her pain, I mean, that pain still comes back to me. And that was one thing I think most people don't tell you. Every other person tells you, as a man, keep your guard. As a woman, please usikaliwe. But all these things end up causing frictions that are unnecessary. So for us, I believe one of the biggest lessons is if you're choosing to date, always know that you're team one. And therefore, as team one, always ensure that it's us against that issue. It's not us between that issue. The one thing I would always, and every other given time I wake up to tell her is that I love you. And I mean every bit of that word. Every other given day seeing you brings so much joy. And I love you. And I will wake up to tell you tomorrow and any other day I do. And I wish I will always prove that love that I always tell you.
I love you too.
Thank you, honey.
Nikupende, nikulinde, usichelewe, tuolewe, till death do us part. I promise to play my part. Na nikupende, hadi minife, hadi minife.
And that's our love story.
My name's Bryson Ochieng Okut, founder and CEO Cityfacial Clothing. Clothing line established back in 2015. We've been in the game for some time. Yeah, and we offer a wide range of services as far as garments construction is concerned. Sense of fashion is basically, I like to keep it simple, get into the details, a little bit of the details, not so extravagant, not so exaggerated, but keeping it into the professional aspects of what a man would wear on a day-to-day basis. The inspo is much of just passion. You could be passionate about something from the start. Because initially, I was one person who would like to dress up. Then I used to have tailors working on a wide range of products for me. Then initially, when I had the challenges with tailors from time to time, then I decided why not just venture and offer solutions to some of the challenges the clients are facing in the market. We don't just specialize in weddings, we specialize in a wide range of products or services, ranging from both genders. We cut across the gender, we're doing women's stuff, we're doing kids stuff. But now, just to get back to your question, concerning weddings, for instance, we do weddings ranging from groomsmen, we do bridesmaids, we do parents, we do kids. And weddings, the general term weddings is basically just classified as white or English weddings. We equally do rorachos, coitos, we do under the assumption of traditional weddings, yeah? So it's a subsection of what we do at Cityfacial in the garment construction. We have a wide range of options to give to our clients in one way or the other. There's a general term, payment your best in everything that we do. So the earlier you're able to book with us, the earlier you're able to book an appointment and do your consultations at a good time, it avoids a wide range of issues. For instance, for the weddings, you need to select the materials, we need to agree on the design. There are a couple of things we need to look at: the material, the type of design you're working on, the number of brides. We need to do an assessment of the body types and body structures of your bridesmaids. That way we're able to assist you in one way or the other in selecting the various designs and probably help or give expert opinion on what works depending on the theme that you've selected for your wedding. So as far as time is concerned, there's need to have adequate time. We advise our clients to give us at least a month. That way we're able to figure out all the dynamics of producing or doing a perfect, or we could call a perfect wedding. One of the things that affects the output is time. Just like you initially you'd post the question, time affects everything. Because you can imagine, I normally tend to think that weddings are not emergencies. For instance, from the moment you decide you're going to have a wedding, you're supposed to have all these vendors, you're supposed to have your tailor on board, you're supposed to have your photographers on board. That way we avoid the last minute rush. So one of the things that clients normally do or tend to go out of line is the time factor. Because when you give us a job within 2 weeks or even a week to your wedding, probably very many things could go out of way. There's need to have time to even correct the mistakes that have already occurred. The other thing that I see people make mistakes from time to time is probably not giving your groomsmen or your bridesmaids the freedom to select whatever works for them. At times I see bridesmaids come with fixed mindsets, or they come with an alternative or an option that does not work for everyone. So you'll find a lot of push and pull in regards to it's more internal push and pull on their end without just being frank with your maids and telling them what would work or giving them the freedom. Another thing that we have a problem with is normally, let me say, the shades or colors. This is whereby the bride decides on the colors on their own without involving or even making consultations. Are these colors available? Are these palettes within our working range? Are these kind of materials workable? That still drives me to the point of designs, settling for designs for all your maids or all your groomsmen. It affects the whole production channel because we have cases whereby a whole wedding is done or we've produced everything, then someone just rises up and says they were not consulted. Or maybe they have a word with us and say, we are just wearing the clothes for the sake of wearing them, but we were not consulted. So it's important that it's a whole collective agenda, a whole collective, it's supposed to have everyone on board. Yes, yes. One thing about weddings, it's very rare to find someone recognize the certificate, that there was a certificate issued during the wedding. But everyone is going to recognize the outfits. The outfits are looking stunning. It's either the outfits are looking sluggish or the outfits are looking stunning. The other thing that people look at is food. We were well fed, we were not well fed. But again, the most important thing in a wedding, as much as everything else is important, has to go to the outfits themselves. It's the outfits that describe or determine how correct or how perfect the wedding was. Yes. So I would still go with the outfit is more important or very important in a wedding. We're based in town. We had to go for a central location. That is a location that is accessible to every single individual within town and out of town. And for even those who are out of Nairobi, we're able to offer services to them. So we are on Kimathi Street. The building's name is Kenwood House. The famous Kilimanjaro Jamia restaurant. We just sit on top of Kilimanjaro Jamia restaurant on the 3rd floor. For those who want to look into what we've done in the past, probably our pages, they can go on our social media. We are all across social media platforms. Yeah, we also take in walk-ins. There's someone, we have phone numbers all over the place. Our social media handles are very active. You'll get timely response to the same. Yeah. In business, feedback is everything. And feedback could be both in word, feedback could be in picture form. For us, for a client to even take their time and send back a photo to you, it means you did some good job back then, yeah? So we really appreciate when we see clients tag us, when we see clients share photos, because that is the backbone of what we do on a day-to-day basis. We are here to make sure that the end game or the end product is the client is satisfied, and they're also able to put in some good word for us by actually posting the photo of what we've done, or just sharing the photo with us, or probably referring a client, or on top of it, being a return client or being a return customer on what we do.
The reason I love coming home is to relax and to have a nice day with my